Okay, let's get right into it. Let's, first of all of the customers that came to us was very skeptical that we could do the work. They had, some of them had actually went to other credit repair companies. Some of them had went to so-called the creditrepair.com website and fell into their sales program and ended up not getting anything done. Some of them went to the legal one, the Lexington Law one, and they found out that it didn't work for them, that all they did was just spend money, that they were talking to telemarketers, they wasn't talking to actual people that were doing the work. And, and so skepticism runs rampant in this industry. That's why we do these videos, and we don't take everyone as a customer. Believe it or not, if you cannot follow our program, we do not take your money. We will not take you as a customer. So let's get right down to it. This is the case study of some customers, and look at this right here. You can see that you can see your Chapter 7 bankruptcy, discharge, civil judgment in bankruptcy. You can see that that was deleted, the paid tax lien deleted. Uh, you can see some collections deleted from this client's report. Let's go down. We can see that there is uh, this was a home loan, second mortgage deleted, Chapter 7 bankruptcy deleted. You can see here from another report, we got right here the results. That was some residential information that was deleted. You can see here judgment deleted, another judgment deleted off of the client's report. And these are on our website that we had on there. I'm going to show you some other stuff that's not on the website because we get stuff in daily from clients. But I want to show you some hard information, some case studies from some clients that came to us and they had some things that people claim cannot be deleted off of credit reports. Here's another Chapter 7 that was discharged, civil judgment that was in bankruptcy. We got both of those off of the report. Uh, let's go down further here. You see some collections that were taken off. Go down further. Here is some uh, medical that was taken off of their report. More medicals that were taken off. Go right here. We can see some more judgments, uh, more collections that were taken off. You can see one that you were double checking to make sure that it wasn't on the client's file anymore. There goes some more judgments, some other collections, more judgments, more collections that were taken off the client accounts. There goes some more here, more medical for this client, some more civil judgments and other collections. Here's some more right here, civil judgment deleted off the account, medical deleted, some other collections that are not on the account. Here's some more. So you can see that we've done a very good job for our clients. I mean, uh, you can see that these are different types of collections, probably possibly accounts that you probably have on yours that you can see they have been taken off of the customer accounts, which is very important to show proof that this can be done. And then let's go here. I'm going to show you some more. This one here was where a client was actually husband and wife. I remember this one particularly. Came to our office. They were being slammed by a collection agency that was hitting them for numerous medical accounts, and I told them that, okay, with you having this many medical accounts on your reports, and they put it on both the husband and wife's report, I said that because you have so many of these accounts on there, that it's, we need to prep you for doing settlements with this company, but we're going to run you through the process first, which is something that we do with all of our clients, that we run through what's called an 8-point validation system. And only my company does this 8-point validation system. We use this with every client. It is something that I came up with when I went through my own credit issues in the 90s, and by doing a lot of trial and error, I started seeing that there were certain things that companies had to prove, even if you owed a debt. There's certain things that they had to prove, or they had to take it off your credit report. And in most cases, if they didn't prove it, because they had actually broken the law, that you would actually not have to pay that debt at all. So what we did with this family is we used that process, my 8-point validation system, and we found that there were serious legal technicalities that the collection agencies had violated, and they not only took it off of their credit report, as you can see here, they actually forgave all of the debt. All of it was zeroed out, and this client did not have to pay one penny towards any of those medical bills, because the debt collection company had violated the law when they had, number one, put all of the bills on their credit report without having all the proper documentation. So now next, let's see what we have for an example. Oh, this one here, client earlier this year, well, actually at the end of last year, he came to me, and there was a credit card that he owed, and you can see here $36,248.30. And I told him that we could, work to get a settlement for this account. But when the company, there was a lawsuit that the federal government had with several banks because there were violations in their collection practices on what they had done. And there was a multi-billion-dollar settlement, and well, not billion, multi-million-dollar settlement that was done with the credit card companies. And what we had did is we had submitted his information based on that settlement, and what they ended up doing is they canceled out, and you can see here they canceled out the entire credit card debt. So 100% they canceled out the credit card debt. This client is not going to have to pay one penny back of this $36,248.30 because of the violation. Now, if we didn't fight on his behalf and didn't know and keep up with the news and keep up with all the different things that are happening with these companies, he would have had to pay this debt. They would have probably tried to sell it to a debt collection company, and he would have had to pay this debt. So this is another case study of, we're working on this client's credit, and his credit score has moved up, but this is something that a particular issue that was hurting him, and we went after it. And at worst case scenario, we would have had to do a settlement for this account. Best case scenario, using the 8-point validation system and the information knowing from the settlement with the government, that he ended up not even having to pay a penny back from this credit card debt. Now I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to bring up some accounts one by one that'll show you where we can show you how we're working with current customers and how their credit scores are moving up on a month-by-month basis. Okay, here's the first one. I had a screenshot. I had one of our clients, he came to us last year, and we worked on some stuff for him. And we could see here, I told him to just take a screenshot of his Credit Karma, and you can see right here that this is where his credit score is now. When he came to us, he was right here. This is about a 625, and you can see a steady increase right here. And this particular client had some medical bill issues that we had to take care of for him. And let's see here for the next one sent over. This is the other part. You can see this dip here. This shows that this is that same client. He has a 705 here with his TransUnion score, and this is about when he came to us, and you can see where he was even below 600, and then he went up, and then this is where he had that dip and where we had to help him. And you can see with the other report too where he had that dip. It was right around December, well, right before December, November, December. He had that dip right here, January, December, yeah, December, and then he had that dip, and he came to us, and this is where we started working on his credit. And then you can see where it's went up to 705 on this one, and then on his other report he's at 711, so you can see where those coincide. And he didn't have the other score. He's not he's getting the free score from Credit Karma, and they only do the Equifax and the TransUnion right now, but you can see that he's moving up. He's going to probably by the end of the year be at 750, you know, towards the A plus. You can see 750. This is the A plus rating. You get into that, you can just about write your own ticket for anything that you want to either invest in or go out and buy and get the lowest interest rates. I'm going to put it on pause. We're going to move over to some other clients. Alright, we're back, and what we're going to do is, because we have to protect people's privacy, so what I want to do is I'm going to show you, and I'll be kind of pausing and going, but this is a client. You can see this is their score. They're, you know, pretty low. You know, people, you know, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. People go through things, and I'm going to show. This is what she had a few months ago, and let's look and see where it's at right now. So you can see it went from 543 up to 632, 538 to 547, 522 to 588. The reason, let me tell you why I could have the discrepancies on here is because number one, we have to work on each bureau. All of these are 3 different companies, and that's what makes it very hard. What people don't tell you is that we have to deal with each of these companies as individuals, and that's where the work comes in. And then also certain accounts may not be reporting to each, because businesses have to pay and become subscribers to each of these different credit reporting agencies, and they may not want to pay the extra money to do that, so they'll report to one and maybe not to the other, or they'll report to 2, or some of them are required by law to report to all 3. So that's why you can have a discrepancy on where one will keep shooting up and the other ones won't. But also just remember, these are 3 individual companies, and this is why when in the other video that I talked about, that it's very hard to fix credit because you're dealing with 3 individual companies. You're going to get information back from 3 different companies at 3 different times of the month, and you have to be able to respond to each of them individually. You can't respond to all of them the same way. Okay, here's another client here. We're gonna go over. This is where she started. We got 523. This here, this 0, we're trying to figure out, there was a glitch in the system, but we'll just leave it at 0 right now. And then the Experian, it's sometimes it's possible that a person never had anything reported to a bureau, but this is something that we think that's a glitch in the system, and we're talking with our tech support about that. But let's just take right now with where she's at with these two right here. I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna see where she's at today. Okay, well, you see it right here. The TransUnion that has really skyrocketed up from 523 to 627, and the Experian has only went up from a 507 to a 518. And again, remember what I said. It's mostly due to probably not getting the same reporting from a creditor that's with this that's reporting the TransUnion. You find that a lot with auto dealers. They don't report to all three. They'll usually report to the one that's in their region or the one that gives them the best deal on reporting. But you can see again here the proof that this account is moving up. I could say by the end of the year, could possibly have this one in the 700s and this one moving way past in 625. Something that we can also do is we can request that all of the ones that are reporting here report here and here, and that will end up boosting the score for her on that one. Before we finish up here, I wanted to go over, I think it would only be fair for me to show you my credit score, because remember when I started this whole thing that I said that you don't, who are you listening to? Are you listening to people that don't know what they're talking about, that doesn't have the experience personally and also the experience in actually doing things for people? And I think that you need to have both. You know, you may not agree with it, but I think you have to have both, because when you're looking at fixing an individual's credit, there's certain things that you're going to go through that's, you know, technical, whereas, you know, the numbers part, but also there's some emotional things that people are going to go through. And if you don't have a company and a leader of a company that has went through that, they're going to be treating people as though they're robots. And so when people come to my office or they call us on the phone and they're upset about something, we understand. We understand that debt collectors can get you emotional. We understand that that you know, going through everything that you have to go through on a daily basis can get you emotional, and you have to have a company that understands that, or it's not going to be, you know, you're not going to feel that people really care about your situation. So I wanted to show you, here is my credit score for my TransUnion. It says that it's a 751, and you can see that I've really maintained that because I don't, you know, have a lot of stuff that's on credit. You know, my cell phone bills, stuff like that, electric bills, stuff like that is on my credit report. And then you can see my, even though they said that this one is good, even though this one is excellent, I guess I got to get that one more point. And you can see that it's a 747, and it's just maintaining straight through there. And again, this is through the free site Credit Karma, which is, you know, you use this one, but they're a little bit behind. I know that my credit scores are probably even higher than this, but this is just a third-party site that kind of gives validation. Now I'm going to go back over to our website. You can see that, you know, for more proof, you know, you can read the testimonials, watch some of these videos here, but also on our website, on the home page, we have a video here that just shows you even more. You know, I just showed you a little bit of the results that we got for our customers. This video here is more than an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour long. At the end of it, it has settlements that we got for clients, you know, that either medical settlements or credit card settlements. Also, I want to talk about this real quick. My guarantee that if you know, if you're serious about getting your credit fixed, we can have you set up and have your account set up within 2 days. It's only $9.95 to start, and we will get your validations out within 48 hours. You should be getting results within 30 to 45 days, and moving forward with getting the process started. And we're here for you. You can call the office. We're going to give you a toll-free number to call us and leave a message, and then you'll have the number of your agent. So you'll have their cell phone number and also our office number that you can call. Um, if there's any other questions, you can email us. Go to the website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Email us. You can, just get your questions answered, because if you do nothing about your credit, you're gonna really suffer, because the economy is about to really turn around, and people that have access to money, you're gonna be able to get money if you want to invest in real estate, start a business, or if you want to finally get a house or a new car. You'll be paying a lot less than you pay when you're paying for rent, or you're paying high interest rates on a car loan. And you also have access to credit cards and have access to capital that you want to be able to go out and get nice things for yourself. So I hope that we hear from you and get you signed up. We would love to work with you. But before we even do that, we have a form that I'm going to be doing something different. Uh, you know, I got a form here below. Answer these questions, and we'll let you know if we would even take you on as a customer. Because, like I said, we don't take everyone on as a customer, so we're going to kind of do things a little bit different. At the bottom of this video, fill out the form, and then we'll evaluate your situation. And if we think that you'll be a good fit to work with our company, then we'll move forward and get you signed up. Thanks a lot.